Yes, people, never a foul. If you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe and like the video, because today we're going to be talking transfer news, as we do every afternoon, every day. And I'm joined here by the Mr. Dedicated Aussie Goon R, by the way, with all his colourful background of tops. What are you saying, man? Let's get straight into it.
Bruh, loving life at the moment. You know what I mean? It's looking kind of good. It's all right. It's all right. So how about you, man? How you been? How you going? You all right? You feeling fresh?
Yeah,
don't let him lie to you. You're not good.
My outside bedroom's getting painted as we speak. You know, my bed and everything, it's going to get built in the next couple of days. I'm good. I'm feeling good. I can move out of Daps' yard into his garden.
No, Kaz, let's not do that. Anything outside of football, you're good, but football related, you're not good. That's not that. You're not good.
You're dodging that bullet there, you know what I mean? You're dodging that bullet. I'm asking a question, football. I'm saying, how are you, bro?
You want to play that game, Roms, yeah? All right.
We're not playing games. We're just asking questions here. You're just dodging the answers here. Are we in Parliament, or is this never a foul? I'm just trying to figure it out right now, man.
Both. Heady one. But yeah, what are you saying, Roms, man? I hope you wash your feet today, because they might stink.
What's it with you? Wash your hands and wash your feet, bro. I'm clean, but now I'm good, man. I've missed this channel. I've not been on this channel for the whole duration of the show in a while. But had a mad weekend.
Yeah.
Other than that, my club moving a bit proactive, but we'll chop it up, man. I'm good. On and off the field.
On and off the field, and let's see who's in the field in the comments. Big up Slim Ake, as always is one of the first people to be here. Madness from Daps sneezing. In the building. Turkish Chelsea fan is outside. Letty in the building. Love to see it. Derek, one of our new members. Remember, if you want to support, you know what to do. Yeah, whether it's a super chat, even a comment, or you can send in your membership as well, which we're going to be updating within a month's time.
Send in some flowers too, bruv. You know, sometimes we need them as well.
Of course. But big up KSA, big up J-Man, big up Fraser as always as well. Samba, I'm surprised I don't see HM yet. LFC in the building, Kingsman, Tom, and many others as well, and the CFC Reaper. Look, we got loads to talk about. We got Man United stuff, which is not really too relevant. It's pretty much in your face. We already know. Liverpool, lots of news going on there. Khephren, Thuram, Chelsea with Caicedo, and more Callum Hudson-Odoi, and another off-link again from Arsenal and Tchouameni. It's crazy. So I don't even know where to really start with all of this, but I think the main headline would be along the lines, let's get out of the way. Mason Mount is about to join Manchester United officially in the next 24 hours.
How do you feel about this? How do you feel?
Why are you laughing?
We're asking. No, we didn't laugh. I didn't laugh. No, I think the question is, how do you feel about Mount?
Yeah. I can't. Do I do the Arsenal thing, or do I just do? What do you want me to be? Do I be an Arsenal? Should I try to be like an Arsenal fan?
Smash Kai Havertz, bro. So you can go ahead and smash me.
Now, you know what? So if it is the way that I think Ten Hag is looking to set up, I can see it working for just the season alone. Like, it's not creativity that is Man United's issue. If you go look at the chance creation. And it's the lack of options of that creativity away from Bruno. And I suppose Mount can offer something similar, maybe a B-Tech version kind of, if he's not available at times. But it's not even that. It's about finishing off those chances, because Man United's got a high chance rate, but zero conversion, like the 20th best in the leagues. But
you'll do nothing.
Anyways, he wants to get in trouble with his work, clearly. I hope they're watching and recording.
I'm at home. I'm not on the stream. I'm at home working.
And he's down here talking to me working.
It's my lunch break.
Lunch break. Oh my God, he just wants to ruin the stream.
He's talking. This guy's just fucking all this smoke, bro. Fucking all this smoke coming from his.
Honestly, the guy's a kid. And he knows it. Oh, but anyways, back to the Mount stuff. No, I'm okay. I think I've settled terms of it at the moment in time. It just depends who else Man United get. That's only my feelings on it. What about you, lot?
For me, like I said, right, I rate Mount. I don't know about Osakuna. I don't know his views of Mount. I rate Mount. I want him for my club. But the minute we found, in my opinion, a better alternative instead of side, I'm now happy. Now I have to hate Mount. I like Chelsea, but he's going to my arch rival. But I agree with you. In terms of how Ten Hag wants to play, I think for this season in isolation, he will suit you. Long term, me personally, I can't really see it because I can't really see it at all. But you'll give because towards the back end of the season, you lot played a lot of games, but that cup final against City, I can't remember who said it the other day, but they were spot on. That cup final against City, your midfield was just dead. It was literally dead, and I think he'll give you that engine. He will chase the Chris Rapper at 90th minute.
Do you reckon Ten Hag trying to do a little bit what Klopp used to do and win the ball back as quick as possible and get forward again?
Well,
like go with that approach rather than trying to do a controlled approach because we can't do it yet. Maybe he's looking at it in a different way and trying to say, let's win the off the ball. Like he wants his team off the ball to be something amazing. You know,
and Man United have done that previous season. Now, the previous season, you guys, when you guys were on song, you guys could recover the ball pretty quick and pretty much muster an attack within 3 passes. So we all saw that when it was good, when it was hunky-dory. And maybe Mason Mount is brought in to solidify that midfield. Now, I know Eriksen's a decent midfielder, but this is a step up here.
Off the ball, Eriksen's awful, man.
Yeah, and this is where Mount could probably come in. And look, don't you reckon, look, Erik ten Hag, look, maybe might be able to get something out of Mason Mount that many of us haven't really seen constantly at Chelsea. Let's just be honest, it could happen. Yep.
So I just think, let me ask you this, Kaz. Once you sign this Mount sign, as it stands, it will be Casemiro probably in a single pivot with Bruno and Mount in front of him, right? Probably that's going to be a starting midfield.
Yeah, starting. I don't think in transition though.
Because
in transition, he'll tuck in the lower short with Casemiro.
Because for me, if you're going to do the counter-attacking thing, then it can make sense. But for me, that's been United's problem. There's times where you just want to control the game. And I said to you many times, I know you don't have money to spend like that right now, but De Jong or Verratti, you need the player of that type of ilk just to restore calm and be the conductor of the game. For me, Bruno and Mount just in front of Casemiro is too frantic. But like you said, in transition, I think getting it to the Rashfords, the Anthony's, just trying to get up the field as quick as possible. I think Mount and Bruno will be very good in that aspect. But I do feel Mount will succeed because I rate him and I think there's actually a border there. I think when you're a good footballer, you can adapt to most situations. Yes, Chelsea, the last 2 managers, he didn't do well, but he was also playing many positions. He didn't really stake his claim with one position consistently. But I just think in this United team, he'll be on that, correct me if I'm wrong, Kaz, that right-handed side, that probably right centre midfield role, that number 8 role. He'll stay there. It's not like he's going to shift out to the wings or whatnot. He'll actually be in that position. And I think when he gets a run of games, I hope he doesn't, but I think he'll flourish in that system. But I think Kaz hit the nail on the head only for this season. I don't think they can carry on. I don't think this is a long-term plan with him in the team. I think eventually he becomes a squad player.
I think Onana, he might look towards getting Onana to control the game from the back going forward instead. And a lot of that gives you a much higher line as well. Like Varane's okay on the ball, like he's comfortable enough on the ball, as long as you were given the correct passing. We all know Lissandro, Shaw, Delos, they're all actually very good on the ball, right? It's just about when you get further forward, are the ideas going to be there? And the next part is, who else are you going to get around? Because Man United's problem's always just been pretty much the striker, the finishing. I said this, like, if you take away the vehicle...
Who's your front three? Like, as it stands, who's your front three?
Rashford, Martial, Anthony.
Rashford and Anthony.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Look, let's call it straight, though. A fit Martial, if he stays fit, for some reason, when he comes back, he always comes back good. He's not bad. But if he stays... No, when he comes back, he's all right. It's just how long will he stay fit for?
I fell into that trap, bro, because I used to rate Martial, but even when he got a run of games, I think Kaz will agree, he wasn't that player. Because I was saying what you were saying before his long-term injury. I said when he comes back, a fit and firing Martial, I rate. Ozzy, there was a period where he had a run of games, and I thought he's just not cutting it. And a lot of United fans were saying the same thing. I think that notion that, when he's fit, he'll start to improve and he'll start to get better. I think he's dying out now. I think even with that run of games, he's not impacting how he should be. And it's been, 7, 8 seasons, Kaz? I think sometimes you just need to cut your losses. The Ballon d'Or thing in the contract and whatnot, he's not that guy, and he just needs to go elsewhere. I still think there's a player there, though. I do still, just not for United.
I don't know about Martial anymore. It's not about the injuries. It's the fact that he's like he's lost his touch. He's like he lost a yard of pace. No more than that. And he just breaks down every 2 minutes.
Hey, if you're watching, get the tissues out.
Yeah, man. And then there's this other link of Amrabat, which is the second midfielder maybe that Man United journalists or journos have been talking about as well, which can be raised through sales, maybe through Fred. McTominay as well has been linked to AS Roma and Brighton, which is kind of interesting. Scott McTominay as a replacement for Caicedo. What are we saying on that? I can understand.
Does that come from like a legit source?
It come from that fraud, man. The thing is, that fraud Ben Jacobs was the one that said the thing on Khephren Thuram, though. So I'll give him some flowers. Like he said that they're not interested no more. Then David Ornstein came out and said that you lot are not in the race for him no more, which we're going to talk about. I want to talk about onto Chelsea's part after this. The Caicedo, obviously. For
me, McTominay to Roma, Mourinho attack player, yes. But wait, Mourinho's left Roma now, isn't he?
No, he's still there.
Still there. Still there.
But Brighton, for me, you're going from a McAllister, Gilmore, Lallana, and Caicedo, where they've all got good ball retention, they're all quite comfortable, to McTominay, who's the complete opposite. I don't really know what De Zerbi's thinking is behind this. For me, the Brighton move doesn't make sense at all. And I don't criticize McTominay how a lot of people do. He's not a good player, but he's not like how some people say he's just crap. I don't believe that. He's got a goal in him. He's got an engine. He's got that destroyer in him a bit as well. But he doesn't suit a Brighton system. Not the way De Zerbi plays, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, man. McTominay, he just needs to go. Just give me 30 million and just go. Give me 25 even.
30 million for McTominay.
Well, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, really. Mate, if you can get that kind of coin, man, you'd be looking like Chelsea, man. You know what I mean? Is that you and Chelsea settings for sales, bro?
I can't lie. If Mason Mount and Kai Havertz are going for these prices, right?
Yeah, they can make it happen.
20 million for Fred as well, and they're saying 20 million. He's got 1 year left on his contract. So will I take Amrabat? Of course, I'll take Amrabat in a heartbeat. The guy costs like 25 million, 24 million, like something stupid like that.
Bargain.
Or 26. It's a bargain for Amrabat. It's just Daily Mail. I think it was Daily Mail that put it out today saying that Man United are monitoring or something like that of Amrabat. But that's something we already know. And they're never going to trigger it. It's going to, again, I'll tell Man United fans that want to hear this. Until the sales, you're not going to see none of that. See, this month, you won't see Amrabat whatsoever. You know, you're not going to get a second midfielder when they're prioritizing trying to get a Nana, who they bid for yesterday. And we don't even know if he's been rejected yet or not, or they're negotiating the price. So only Alfredo said that he's been rejected. He got rejected straight away. But yeah, man, all to be seen with Manchester United. But moving on to Chelsea Football Club, the Caicedo thing and Colwill as well, which links to your club, Roms. And Callum Hudson-Odoi. So what we know of Caicedo is that Chelsea were preparing a bid of 70 million plus 10 million add-ons, right? But Brighton are saying they want more. Surely Chelsea.
Brighton want 80 straight, and then I think another 10. So rising to basically 90. The 80 base, and then I think 10 million add-ons. Which I think this is going to be a saga that drags. But I think when it's all said and done, I reckon. Once the first fixture of the Premier League, put it like this, I think Caicedo's in that lineup against us. I think they sign him before the season starts, but I don't think it'll be for now. Maybe we'll wait in another 2-3 weeks. Unfortunately, out of the 3 left centre backs I want for my club, Inacio, I think it's Scalvina and Colwill. They were my top 3. Chelsea aren't sending Colwill to us. That Liverpool fans that have this optimism, they're just not. I know at the moment he's I think he turned up down their latest contract offer, but he just maybe it's his agent thing as well. Maybe they're trying to get a bit more money in the deal. Maybe because there's a contract negotiations are not easy. They're not made overnight. Colwill, I think when it's all said and done, Colwill will sign a new contract, and I think they get Caicedo over the line. Hudson-Odoi, I don't know much of Kaz? Who's he linked to? Because the last thing I heard was Saudi. Has there been more news that have come out recently? With Hudson?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything on Hudson-Odoi either.
Yeah, I've not heard that much news with Hudson-Odoi recently. Last thing I heard was Saudi.
Yeah, one sec. I've got someone who looks like Voldemort with a beard and some hair staring at me, trying to put me off while we're talking right now.
That's just killing me.
He's trying to put me off.
Oh, they're saying Fulham. Oh, that would...
Fulham? Odoi linked to Fulham.
Do you know why that would...
There's a lot of teams linked to him, though. The AC Milan want him, Fulham want him, Crystal Palace want him.
Forest, apparently, yeah. Aaron's there saying Forest as well. Charlie saying Forest.
Yeah.
Wow.
The only reason why Fulham kind of makes sense is Solomon's off to Tottenham. They might be short in that wide area. Who do they have? Dan James, Bobby Reed.
James ain't nothing special, but hey.
Yeah, and he doesn't even start for them. But I can't remember.
He's flat.
What other wide men now for Fulham? But Solomon did all right when he came. I think when he came into the fold, I think they signed him in the January window. He scored a few goals. I think he was decent at Shakhtar. I saw him in a few Champions League games. But I think maybe that's a like-for-like replacement. Chelsea probably don't see Fulham as rivals. I know they've had a good season. They've got Marco Silva, but I could potentially see that. It's whether Hudson himself will want to go, though. I think that's where it could be a potential stumbling block. Yeah, sorry. Big up Fraser.
Hudson, that'd be a good move. For Hudson, that could be a good move. That's regular football. That's starting 11. That's not, don't get me wrong, he's going to have to perform, but it's highly likely that he's going to get minutes playing for Fulham than he's going to be playing for Chelsea, especially the way that Chelsea are going in the transfer window. What's this motherfucker doing in the background? He's fucking around. What are you up to, bro? What are you been drinking or smoking?
Kaz, is it one of them football?
It's one of them. Rude Hullet.
Oh my god, who is that?
He's Rude Hullet.
That's it, rude, isn't it? But now, big up Fraser just reminded me, William also left as well. So William Solomon, 2 wide men leaving. That would make sense. He wouldn't have to relocate. Chelsea and Fulham are literally separated by a bridge. That would make sense. Palace. I don't know.
Because Zaha is actually a free agent now, isn't he? Zaha's gone.
Yeah, I thought he was going Saudi.
That's what I thought.
I come to Arsenal. I need a right winger. I'll take him for free.
And you know what? I think Elise or Eze, one of them leave as well. I don't think Palace are stupid enough to sell both, but one will leave. So again, that's another good move. Stays in London. Yeah.
I don't know. I quite like the idea. He's either going to link up with Tomori and Ruben Loftus-Cheek at AC Milan, which can make sense. Champions League as well. I don't know if AC Milan got Champions League. I think they did, or some sort of whatever. Or he goes to Nottingham Forest and does that Brendan Johnson.
Yeah. Gibbs White,
1 year up front, and then obviously him on the left, which would make sense. But I saw there was another club. I don't know why Leverkusen. Did he even have a good spell at Leverkusen?
From what I last saw, he hardly played. He wasn't even coming on as a sub. It's crazy.
You're kidding. Pointless loan.
At first he was, but I just think he fell out of favour. Honestly, it was crazy in Leverkusen. But for Hudson-Odoi, I think Fulham or Palace makes sense. But like you said, Captain, AC Milan, Loftus-Cheek, Tomori, and they do have Champions League because Juve originally got it because of the points to start. Remember when they got back into it, top 4, then they took it away. I think the penultimate game. So he'll be playing Champions League football there.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't know if he'll start. I think they've got Salamakers there. Actually, Diaz has gone back to Real Madrid, hasn't he?
Ram Diaz. They might do it. They might even keep him, to be fair. They need a right winger to cover. They just got rid of Asensio. So I can see that being maybe a thing with Rodrigo on the right for next season. But yeah, Chelsea are just doing everything right at the moment. That's just the annoying part.
They are. You can't even hate them. They're doing everything right now.
They dropped the balls last season, man. They're learning from the mistakes. A lot of deadwood getting cleared. Some good coin for this deadwood. I mean, from Arsenal, Man United, we're doing them a favour. Do you know what I mean? This is a direct rival right now. So, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, guys, there's nearly 400 of you in here and just 100 likes. I know you guys can push that to even further. make sure you do so. But yeah, man, what can we get to? We can get to at least 150 just in a click. Just in a click. You all got accounts. I'm pretty sure everyone that's even commenting right now, you know where it is. You know where the fun button is. I'm not gonna do what Mo does every single day. It looks like this. It's free, guys.
Get the phone out. Look, it's just here. Big up,
Mike
man.
keeps telling people it's free, but people are starting to catch on that it's not. Now everyone's gonna freaking put the thumb down.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and also
The next one, Thuram.
yeah, and also in the description as well, you can find the Aussie Gooner as well. But yeah, man, moving on to Liverpool. Why are you chasing a guy that's not for sale?
Wait, in Thuram or Lavia? Because everyone's for sale. Everyone's got a price.
No.
Lavia's for sale. Lavia's always for sale.
Colwill is not for sale.
Obviously, I just feel we're trying our luck, you know what I mean? But with Colwill, we're going to push for him. I think he fits some of these. For me, he doesn't even come in just as a backup. He comes in to start. He comes in at left centre back role to start for me. But I just can't see this happening. I think he's a Chelsea guy. He's come through their ranks, and I think when it's all said and done, they're going to come to an agreement. I would love Colwill. Macro, like I said, Nasser, Cavani, and him are my three top left centre backs I want. But Colwill won't come to us. I'll be over the moon if he does. If he rejects another off, I think they're going to negotiate for a second one. If he rejects the second, I'll get a bit more optimism thinking, you know what, we could probably do this. But I just think when it's said and done, he's going to sign that a new contract with Chelsea.
But I saw today that Liverpool are willing to pay top dollar for this guy and go over. It doesn't matter if he's worth even £70 million or anything along them lines, whatever they quote.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't know how to. I can't see us going.
So.
Yeah, I can't see us going anything north of 40 million. I think 40 will cap it at that. I can't see anything else. But obviously, Chelsea do see us as a rival, so maybe they are going to try and extort us. And again, he's English, so you're going to be naturally overpriced. But that's why I don't think we'll get him. So even if he rejects his contract offer, I think we will only go to a certain amount. And I think that'll be maybe 40, maybe even push it to maybe a 45, and they won't sell to us.
No, I can't see it happening. Not really.
No way.
Like, I think he's going to be a first teamer potentially. He's going to be battling out with Badiashile. That's covered.
In fact, he goes straight in. Colwill, you know the irony. Colwill probably starts against us because big up Don Greasy was saying yesterday. Badiashile's injured. He's going to miss the start of the season, so Colwill probably starts against us opening day. So
yeah.
I'm not really buying into it.
Yeah, even when they rejected 40 million for the guy, clearly they rate him and see him part of the future, you know? So I can't see it. And I just think like you just got even Tottenham, they're nicking your other target, Mickey van der Ven, another left-footed centre.
Let me nip this in the bud. Kaz, come on. If we're serious about van der Ven, is he picking Tottenham over Liverpool?
Of course he is. Why wouldn't
you know what?
You're trolling.
But still,
what can I'm joking, bro? You think I'm serious, bro?
Yeah.
I don't think it's along the lines of who does he want more. It's a fact of he probably just wants to get going as quickly as possible. You know, if it's just interest and Liverpool are taking too long, that's someone else's treasure at the end of the day. You know,
I think
you might be too focused on one side in your DM before you look at a centre back.
I would prefer a DM before centre. I know a lot of our fans actually I think it's split. Some will prefer a centre back before a DM, but I think DMs are next priority. But for me, we can still do this because we have this clout. Spurs can be negotiating with Van der Ven and whatnot, and last minute we can hijack them like we did with Diaz. If let's say we can't get any of our other left centre back option, we can nick Van der Ven off them. But when it's all said and done, I just don't think we want him. I genuinely think we've pulled out. I don't think we have concrete interest, and I think Van der Ven will be a Spurs player. But if we really want him, I reckon we'll get him, and it's within our remit. He will cost probably anything between 30 to 40, maybe even lower, maybe even 20 to 30. But I know
and Nasser is the guy. And Nasser is the guy.
That's my number one. Out of the three I named, that's my number one.
Because I don't know, I've never seen him in a back four. I don't know if you've watched much of him, Aussie, but he plays in a back three for Sporting Lisbon, right? And Van Dijk doesn't play on the right hand side of a back four, which is is an interesting part. So does that mean if Liverpool go get this guy, you know, are they going to go play a back three potentially?
I can't see us playing a back three.
I can't see that. I can't see that. If they play a back, I don't see a back three.
Keep it how even some fans think Trent's going to start in the midfield. I even still think, as well as he played the back in the season, he's not going to start there. He's going to carry on doing the inverted thing.
So that
I reckon you're just rebuilding your midfield now. I think I think you guys are just focusing on your midfield. Sorry to cut you off, Kaz, but the problem at Liverpool, and we saw it all last season, was that their midfield was aging, and their players were the midfield was letting them down. Don't get me wrong. I know the defense looked a bit shambolic, but the thing is, when your midfield is allowing people to go through like a pub toilet door, it's pretty hard for a defender to fucking keep his feet. So I think at the end of the day, the first things first for Liverpool, and they're going in the right direction. They've got themselves an attacking style midfielder. They need themselves a number 8 and a number 6. Solidify that midfield. They're good going forward, and maybe by solidifying that midfield, they can then take their time with the defensive targets they have. Because the biggest issue, the real massive issue that they had was, and this is from a friend of mine, Football Capital, was that Liverpool was always missing a goal-scoring midfielder. Now they're not missing that. They needed a number 8, a player that can friggin' pick up, bring it forward, at least play a decent pass, and they've needed a solid DM for. Forget about it. The donkey's ears.
This brings me on to my next point. About the DM position, right? Obviously, we're linked to Thuram and Lavia. It's come out today that apparently we've dropped our interest in Thuram, but for me, the only problem with that is I rate Lavia. I saw Lavia in a youth game last April, and Daps will vouch for this. I said, Daps, you've got an academy player. This is before he went to Southampton. You've got an academy player that is a baller. And I know some people come back at me and say, yeah, but it's a youth level. But sometimes you can just tell a player's quality, and he'll just level above that game. And I said, he's going to go on to be something special. The only problem with this is, I think if we sign Lavia, some of our fans might disagree. He doesn't come straight in and start. I think when it's all said and done, when the first game of the season, I still think, because Fabinho, he'll never get to the levels of 3-4 years ago, but I still think he'll somewhat get to a certain level. He'll get back to a better level. And I think, difference with Thuram and Lavia, we signed Thuram, he's starting straight away. For me, Lavia is going to be more of that understudy. And I rate Lavia highly. I do want Lavia, but I feel like the only advantage, with signing Thuram is he comes in and displaces Fabinho straight away. That's what I think the difference with Thuram and Lavia is. But either or, I'll be happy with. For me, Thuram's more of an 8 than a 6. He can play the 6 because of his qualities, but Lavia is a 6, and that's the advantage on his side. So either or, I don't really mind. But yeah, man, I big up Mons. I see Mons saying Thuram ain't starting either. I think Thuram displaces Fabinho where Lavia doesn't. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, I'm happy with the Lavia links. When you've been fond of someone from early and then he's linked to your club and then he gets to your club, you have more of that attachment to them.
Yeah, I agree. I can see why you pulled out for Thuram, and it's not the price. It's just they just pulled out of interest because he's not a 6. His game is more of an 8, and it always makes sense that way. And as annoying as it is, you've already got an 8/6/10. You got that McAllister anyways. He's not a McAllister. The whole point of that box-to-box role, they just chose Szoboszlai instead. Maybe it was an easier deal to get done. Maybe they trusted him a little bit more than potential.
You know what I hate as well? And it's not all Liverpool fans, but to some Liverpool fans, we can't get Lavia. He's similar to Bajcetic. And big up Mons. Mons was saying this yesterday as well. We can't get Lavia. He's similar to Bajcetic. Who cares? You need competition. Why not have 2 good 6s that are young? Why not? And they're battling it out. We're in Europa League as well, so there'll be a lot of rotation. It's not like we're in Champions League. We have to play our first 11 Wednesday, Saturday. Say that again?
The thing is with Mons, right? He's too in love with a guy that's too injury prone that's been a flop at your club called Thiago. Yeah? And you have to call it for what he is. If he's not available, and he said, yeah, but we can use him for bigger games. How do you know he's going to be fit for those bigger games? This is what you don't know. Can you even realize this day and age? He's got a year left in his contract.
But he did it. He doesn't suit the style either, though. But does he suit the rock and roll? He doesn't suit the style, really.
We missed profile. I said this when we signed him. We were gassed because let's be honest. In his position, he was in the top 5. When that last season with Bayern Munich, he was probably in the top 3 in the world. But one of his first interviews was, and I know it's a long time ago, is Klopp did teach him how to run. And I agree with you. He didn't really fit our mold, but we thought maybe we're going to change the way we played to suit him. We didn't.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you some stats here, by the way, right? Thiago this season played about 20 games, right? He played just under 2,000 minutes for Liverpool Football Club. Under 2,000 minutes for Liverpool Football Club. Martial got 1,500 minutes of football this season for Manchester United, right? This is why I compare him down to the hospitals. As great as he is, he's a luxury player, and you should just sell Thiago so you can raise a bit of funds and go get a better centre mid, or maybe even what's it called?
You know what
Centre back. And look, I'm going to say again, 21-22. He played 25 Premier League games that season, but guess what? He only played 1,500 minutes. He played just over 2,300 minutes in 21-22, right? And that was in your great season, by the way. And we're going to go back one more season, 2021, 2,200 minutes. Now,
I'm happy. I'm happy you've brought up the minutes because, there's this irony. Whenever everyone says, he played this amount of games, let's say you played 30 Premier League games, but you only came on for 10 minutes at the end of each run. This is why minutes are so important. You can't always just take a game. With what Monts was saying yesterday, right? I understand where he's coming from because he is our best midfielder still. But the fact he's never available, because when you lot are saying to me, Monts, we understand he's your best midfielder, but them big games you want him available for, there's a good chance he won't be available for. The amount of big games we need him last season, he weren't available for. With me, I'm all for Thiago going. But however, this is where I agree with Mons. For me, it's disgusting that we're trying to get Thiago gone before a Henderson. And this is where you lot are probably going to add but there's not a lot of players that are leaders and there's not a lot of players that have that experience. I went to a few games last season, and all I'm going to say is I don't even think our players respect Hendo anymore. The TV won't show you this. They're not going to come out and obviously sound him because they can't. They have to be professional. But I think in Robbo and Alisson and Dijk, there's leaders, there's experience, there's other players in our team that have that experience. Yes, he's been our captain, he's won everything for us, but the fact we're trying to get him gone ahead of we're trying to get Thiago gone ahead of Hendo, I don't personally agree with that.
Well, think of it like this. All right. Number 8 gets injured. The same like McAllister gets injured, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. You look at your bench. Thiago's there. Oh, he might also be injured.
Yeah.
And you don't have no Henderson.
That's the problem. That is the problem.
That's the issue. That's going to be the main reason. The availability.
He's homegrown. You got to remember, every team has to hit a quota of English players or British players, shall I say. They have to have them in the team. There's a good reason why Curtis Jones is probably still around. There's a good reason why Jordan Henderson's still around, Good reason why Harvey Elliott will stay in the squad still, even though I don't think he counts because he's under 21 anyways. He's there regardless.
He's there,
that's what I'm trying to say. Bajcetic as well and all this kind of stuff. But if you go get Lavia, I was saying I counted 8 midfielders, bro. 8 midfielders. Do you need 8 midfielders? No. So who's going to be the suspect 2 to go? Probably Bajcetic on loan potentially.
No, I can't see Bajcetic going on loan.
You got to think of it like this. You just pay some money. And it's gonna. But what I'm trying to say is the most obvious one that's 33 years old next week. He's got 1 year left on his contract that you can make 15 million out of, right? Yeah. Thiago.
But for me, whether we keep Thiago till next season, he goes on a free and we get 15 million here. It's not that much of a difference. You're going to
be the same guy.
That 15 million could be used for another transfer, man. And the way FSG are,
this is what I was gonna say. You, Jerry James, all of you guys, the ones that complain about money, are going to be doing that next year when you needed that extra 15 million. No, it don't matter because he's going to go. Like, does this go out of your head? Who still owns you?
But I can't see 50 million making a world of difference. For me, Kaz, I actually agree with you. I think you think I agree with Mons. I'm for Thiago leaving this summer, but not before him though. That is just my problem. That's my issue with it.
Sometimes you got to look. I loved Martial. And I still do it to an extent, innit? Because he's a.
Are you sure? I've seen you and Ty on streams where you're getting on to Ty.
No, but sometimes when you're in a toxic relationship, you're going to have to be the one that has to let it go, man. You have to let them go because I want to progress further as a club. I'm not player FC anymore, or I never really have been, but I just used to have favorite players. Marcel used to be one of my favorite players. Also, Thiago makes 225k a week. Are we forgetting that? Marcel earns a big buck of money as well. So the way I'm looking at it is along the lines of, might love the guy, but sometimes you just got to let it go because you need to go forward in life. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Over 200k a week for a player. I mean, he's a great player. When he's on song, everyone can say he's a great player, but he's not really on song much because he's not available. 200k a week, you know what I mean? I might be 15 million pound, but with the 15 million you make and what you save on wages, it's a lot more.
I am for him leaving, to be fair, because it does make sense. But when the bit I agree with Mons is, but it just gets shut down straight away. When for them big games or that last 10 minutes coming on, he'll be exceptional. But it's like you don't know if he's even going to make that last 10 minutes because he's never available, and that's why we can't keep taking that risk, to be fair. So I'm for him going, but same way I'm for Hendo going as well, because a lot of our fans will say leadership, experience, all that. He can't do what he used to do. For me, that you want to call him a leader, the players, from what I've seen, don't respect him like they used to anyway. So what is he actually good for anymore? Like I don't know what he's actually good for anymore. That's what I say to Liverpool fans that are for Hendo staying.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm all for people that want to like the video as well. I'm just going to do what Mo does. I don't know if it's going to zoom in, but you guys can see where the like button. My one's lit. Is your one lit? Can you see it right or not? My chat. Look, all you do, come out of the chat.
Smash the likes, man.
If it's on the left, right, you can see where the like button is. Go tap that. That's what we're talking about. The thing that's underneath, never a foul. That fun button. That's all you got to do. And all you can do as well, go get Ossie Guna some subscribers. We need more subscribers. We're nearly at 11,500, right? So anyone that is watching this back, anyone that's watching this now, make sure you remember to, if you like the content, of course, subscribe. Make sure you know that when we're next live, that's the whole point of subscribing. So it comes up on your feed. Big up Michael Ramsey says Lavia is better going forward than Thuram. I disagree there. It will be Christmas if Don Thiago goes. Liverpool will never have 8 midfield because Thiago is dead.
They're also annoying. When we needed this amount of midfield and the quality is when we were actually battling on all four fronts. For next season now, we sadly are going to need a lot of midfield because Europa League. I'd like to think Klopp's going to rotate. He has to, especially because we should be going for the league. Whether Liverpool fans agree that we're ready for it, whether we're ready for it or not, that should be our objective to go for the league. And especially in the group games, I would even go as far to say the last 16, we should be playing our second string team. Once you get to the quarter stage, then you can start playing maybe the same team you play on a weekend for the Premier League games. But I don't think having 8 midfielders is that much of a bad thing, especially now we're being in the Europa League.
Why is it not? Why is it not?
Bro, we're in the Europa League now, where the whole 11 will have to change.
Then you're just gonna be having a bloated squad all over again.
That's good. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, but you're only meant to have up to 6 midfielders realistically. 7 maybe, or the off one. You know, the off one that gets some games.
This is where you might agree with me. The way we play and the massive injuries we get, can you blame me for wanting 8 midfielders?
I hear it, but
he's got a point.
But the whole point is Thiago. I don't know, man. I just
look, Hendo injury prone. Maybe Thiago injury prone.
Henderson's not that injury prone. I'm gonna go check his minutes.
You know what?
Yeah.
You're right. He's not. The thing is, he is injury prone, but it's not like he has lengthy injuries. Like he's not out for time, but he gets that niggle. Liverpool fans will tell you sometimes when in the squad, it's like, oh, Hender's not in the squad, and it's out of the blue. But it's never sustained. It would just be for a game or two. But
so last season, he was not played as much because of obviously age and stuff like that, and he only had a hamstring injury, only that kept him out of, I believe, 2 games. I might be wrong there. You know, I'm very right.
I think other games were rested as well, but he had a
very right. Oh, yeah.
I think the move Liverpool have to make now is they have to get another midfielder in ASAP. I think that's the next move they make. I think, don't get me wrong. I know we got to axe players. We got to get rid of maybe Hendo. Maybe we got to get rid of Thiago. We'll probably more likely get rid of Thiago. I think it needs to be set in stone. I think it needs to be set in stone that they need to go out for, whether it be a Lavia, probably a Lavia, in my opinion, just like we were saying, a 6 is going to be better. And at least if you've got yourself, a player like Lavia in there, you got Fabinho in there, you've got some depth, then you can go through and say, okay, where's my deadwood? And I still believe that it's going to be Thiago if you can get rid of him because of the pay packet, because you can recoup some money. And it means Henderson after that, fair shout. Yeah. But I wouldn't want to go and get rid of players now, like move them on early without having a replacement, either a Lavia, not even a Thuram.
I'd rather get them in before you get them out as well. To answer your question, Kaz, it's Robbo, Trent,
Kelleher,
Elliott, Morton.
Is Morton under 21?
Say that again?
Is Morton under 21?
Yes, I believe, or he might even be 21. I'm not even too sure. There's more. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Curtis Jones.
Just saw the comments.
If we sign Lavia, because he's been in the country, does he fit the homegrown quota? Because he's been in the country for 5+ years. That's why I think we're also going for him as well.
It's 3 years, by the way. He done 2 years in Man City before he went to Southampton.
Yeah.
The only issue is he's under 21.
Gomez, big up Revenant. Gomez as well.
He's under 21.
Mm.
And we said Trent. So the whole point is you're just about hitting the quota. That's why I don't see Henderson going just yet. So I can see you maybe targeting a British player next season, you know, and then letting go Henderson. That's what I'm saying. So the whole point is you're just about hitting the quota. That's why I don't think Henderson's going to go. So it's not insanity, is it?
It's not insanity, but I just want him gone. He doesn't offer anything in any way anymore. So that's why I want Hendo gone. But
Nat Phillips as well. Nat Phillips, he's going to go anyways. So
I think he's linked to Leverkusen. I was reading stuff this morning. Not Leverkusen, sorry, Feyenoord. I was reading something this morning that they're looking to sign him.
Yeah, I saw something along them lines. No, but it's just interesting. Liverpool Football Club are just doing something. This is the perfect time for your rebuild. This is the perfect time to allow Henderson to have his one last year and go. You know what I mean? Because before he gets to Champions League, that's when things get serious. You have to let go one of them. And you know, you lost Milner as well. That's a leader in the dressing room. My room there still.
I agree to things. I do agree with you, but it just doesn't sit well with me personally. Forget the money side of things. It just doesn't sit well that we're trying to get rid of Thiago for Henderson. For me, that is just wild. But in terms of financially, I get it. I do get it. Financially,
it's just business. It's just so business.
The same thing we credit Man City for is the way they do business, etc. Right?
Yes.
What about the sign Cavani for about 85 million in total, right? But they just got 10 million from Porro. They're just about to get 12 million from Trafford. That's 22 million off that 85.
Yeah, Porro was at City, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And then they're just about to get rid of Laporte, probably around for the figure of 40 million. Guess what? They forked out all that money, but they're about to get all their money back.
Yeah.
Get it? This is what I'm saying. That's what you call good business. And when you sell Thiago, I know when you got Szoboszlai, 15 million out of that 60 million, that becomes 45 million. That's good business. When you think of it logically, you just replace Thiago with Szoboszlai, and there you go. Or you could look at it along the lines of Thiago gone, McAllister in. You look at that 38 million from McAllister, or what is it, 35 or something like along them. That's basically a 20 mil signing. Basically, that's your net. That's the net of it. So that's the way I look at it, anyways. But
that's the way FSG look at it as well. That's what I was saying. You're like FSG last night, Kaz. That you're only saving money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Big six band. So it's last part for Liverpool, anyways. I'll give you a stat. Kanate played 1,500 minutes. Should we keep the same energies? Allow me, man. See thing the way we want to see it. But the way he is, though, Monts. The way I see it as well, I don't think Kanate is good enough. This is why I think
he's not
centre back. He is injury prone. He doesn't play enough, and when it comes to that right hand side to cover Trent, he does not look comfortable there. And
I agree with. The only thing in Konate's defense, we know when you peak as a centre back, you're late 20s. Konate is, for a centre back, he's still very young. I think he's 23, 24, so he's still got 4 years before he even reached.
Oh, okay.
Peak. Yeah, right now he's not.
I didn't know that.
For me, from the outside in, right. The way I look at it is, Konate doesn't warrant a starting place for Liverpool Football Club. Because I think Liverpool are much better than that. Until we can prove that his fitness is good.
Need someone more comfortable on the ball in his position. That I agree, because I completely agree.
When I say good enough, I mean in terms of availability. I'm not talking about inability. His ability is great ability. But I'm just saying, if he's never available, again, it's the same question. Do you know what I mean? I think he's a sick player. But right now for Liverpool, what you need is someone that's going to stay fit and do the job correctly.
But the other thing is, like with Konate as a centre back, and even and Liverpool's complete defense, it's with the midfield that they've got now. The midfield that they had, come on, that exposed the shit out of their defense. Yeah. Let's be honest. Look who had in front of him. Look who had in front of him. He didn't even know who was going to be in front of him. It was injury here, injury there. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Konate's been wonderful, but at the same time, if your midfield again is like a pub toilet door, what are your defense going to do?
There's one thing Kaz said. One thing Kaz said, he's spot on. I rate Konate highly, but he's not press resistant. For a lot of teams, he's the press trigger. Once you see Konate in the ball, you want to swarm him because he's not that comfortable. And I think for someone in that position,
done a job against us.
You make a good point though, Siguna. For last season, we probably needed someone a bit more comfortable on the ball, as much as I rate him. But for this season, now we've actually got people in that can run and are quite industrious. Konate probably won't get exposed that much, and you'll see the real Konate. But like I said, he's young for a centre back. That's why I'm not going to be too.
Do you need more than one centre back? I think you need more than one centre back. I think you need two. You're light. You're very light.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends if we sell Matt or Gomez. I can't see us sending both. If we keep one of them, I don't think we need two. I'm not gonna lie.
Have you seen Upper McCart? I don't rate that guy. Nah, man.
I'm not
For
rating him.
Makana.
Yeah.
I've never rated him.
Nah, all good, bro.
Nah.
Yeah, moving on from Liverpool as well onto Arsenal. They're looking at someone again that's a bit of a defensive structure. The link just won't go away. 77 million now going up to 80 odd million. That Tchouameni link
I'm hearing 90
is there. You know,
Wait, how much have you spent already? Just over 200. Once Rice and Timber go through, it's just like over.
If Rice and Timber go through, it's going to be close to 210 million.
Oh my god!
Oh no! And then they're saying 70, but then I see reports saying 90 million, and I'm like, from where? We just got 21 million for Granit Xhaka. We pushed for that and got 21 million pound for Granit Xhaka, which is
all right,
which is not bad. But we got Partey to go out, and if we get, say, it's a push, but if we can get 27 million or 30 million pound for Partey, that gets you 50. But we still have gaps in the squad. You know, at left back, we've got problems at the moment. We've only got Zinchenko back there.
In your opinion, do you reckon? Because I'm seeing 50-50. 1 minute you're keeping Partey, 1 minute you're selling, then you're keeping and you're selling. What's your honest opinion?
I don't want to get too political. I saw something today, and I don't know if he's linked. I'm not going to say
what now.
Let's call it. Let's say bail till August. Someone's been charged officially.
Oh, there you go. So
and it's a footballer, but we don't know. I can't say it's because no one knows who it is. Allegedly, yeah.
See, the thing is with Thomas Partey is I don't want to get rid of both my starting midfielders, right? But it's a big but. If it means that I'm going to have quality coming through, I'm not going to say no to it. But at the same time, we need depth. So usually what's going to happen in a football club that's got brains about it is they're going to look at their starting line and they're going to obviously have a chat to that player and say, look, you're going to have to fight for your position because we've got A or B coming in. Are you willing to fight for your position? And that gives you that depth. But if we're getting rid of Granit Xhaka, we're getting rid of Thomas Partey, and then we're getting in Declan Rice and let's say Lavia. And I'm not even not going down that 90 million pound mark. I'm not going there. So let's say we get Lavia in. What have we really done? We haven't really done enough. We still have to go out there and probably grab another centre midfielder. So that's the issue. That's the problem I have. That's why when I look at these sort of links, I just think, how the hell can we possibly spend 70 to 90 million on one midfielder when we actually need two because we're probably going to get rid of Partey?
I know another point as well, right? The majority of your squad have not played Champions League football. You sell Partey and Xhaka, that's Champions League experience out the door as well. So, and to bring Rice and Lavia in, as good as they are, they don't have that just yet. Cool, Rice has European experience, but Conference League to Champions League is a whole different ball game. I've always said you should keep Partey and add another one so you have quality in depth. Because for me, you may not agree, but I think Partey's your best six. I rate Declan Rice highly, but I don't think he's better than Partey. A fit Thomas Partey on his day, for me, is still better than Declan Rice. And I find it absurd that your fans, like I said, it might be for other reasons, but you can't be calling him, not you personally, but you can't be calling him the best DM in the league literally months ago. All of a sudden, now you want to sell him. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Hey, Tchouameni, man. I can't lie. If you get Tchouameni, he's got much.
I don't know how they're going to do it. How are they going to do it? Tell me how. How? Tell me how.
The way, so when Rice goes in, I know Shaka's going to be going out, right? You're going to recover 15 million or wherever it is off of that. So
21.
Or 21 million, sorry.
No, sorry, big up Kevin M. You know what? If you want Champions League experience once Partey goes, you can take Henderson. We will give you Henderson.
On a free. Bring him over. On a free. I'm not giving you any money. No.
20 million.
20 million lira. Yeah, all right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, sorry about that.
No, about Tchouameni. If you imagine having a midfield of Tchouameni, who I think you have got much higher ceiling than Lavia, right? I think he's a little bit more established actually than him as well. Then you got Rice just in front, and then you've got Ødegaard. You are not. I don't know how you win the ball.
Facts. No. And you know what's crazy? Yeah,
solid midfield. Solid.
KLFC. He's saying he can't see Tchouameni leaving Madrid. That's what I once thought, but when I'm looking at
Why is Valverde and Tchouameni? Why is it all the time that they're bouncing back and forth who might be sold? Because all I know is that Real Madrid want a fund to get Mbappe this summer. That's what we do know.
And they see. For me, I think Camavinga he'll be a starter in that midfield role from next season. You've already got Bellingham and Camavinga. I think Modric might be seen as bit part next year because I know he signed that extension, but he might have spoke to Perez that, look, I want to still be a regular starter for my last year. I think he'll be bit part, but if he is a starter with Camavinga and Jude, Tchouameni and Valverde are probably looking at a team that we want to play. As much as we're at the greatest team in the world, but we want to play. So I wasn't agreeing with. At first, I was like, I was thinking, there's no way Tchouameni leaves Madrid. But then he's going to be looking at himself. When you're a footballer, you want to play. That's what it comes down to. Unless you're like Asio Kotu back in the day, he said, I don't know if you don't remember the quote, I'll just sit on the bench and take. And Craig Bellamy also said it. But majority of footballers like to play. Like they don't just want to be benched.
So who they got?
So,
if we just double down on their midfield quickly, just have an idea of who they got at the moment. They got Kroos and Modric. They got Valverde.
Yeah, Kroos is still there.
Then they got Bellingham and they've got Camavinga. But then that's what I don't understand. That one spot. If they got someone in midfield that they got Ceballos still.
And they rate him. I swear he even signed the extension. I swear he signed an extension.
Kroos and Camavinga will be used as the DM. I can see them using Camavinga as a starting DM. That's why I can kind of see them Tchouameni not really getting as much games as he wants to. I can see
they're looking at a left back, innit? I think they're looking at a left back as well to push Camavinga in that 6 role.
If you sign Tchouameni, I'm going to smash my camera.
Dude, the only look I've seen a lot of comments there talking about how we can do it mathematically, and I completely agree with it. I've done the maths, but I look at our squad and I say if. Just like I saw it up there. It was Granit Xhaka this much, Partey this much. I understand that, but if we get rid of all these bodies to be able to fund one transfer, does that not leave us a little bit skimp? Because our problem last season was depth, and if we jump in for 90 million, which I think that's what I'm hearing, links 70 to 90 million for this for Tchouameni. Now I'm not saying he's not a good midfielder; he's wonderful. But does that leave Arsenal light? Remember, Champions League, Premier League, fucking cup competitions. We've got Jorginho on the bench. And who else? El Neni.
So if you get Tchouameni, then you have Tchouameni, Jorginho. Then in the centre mid, theoretically, you could have, obviously, Rice.
El Neni?
It could be. El Neni, I think he leaves. Or he might be used as a backup just around the club.
Yes, sir.
Don't you start on that Vieira. That's blasphemy right there. Don't say Vieira. And please, don't, and look at Lokonga laughing. Yes, so am I, bro.
But the thing is, you can still fund Lokonga. You can still get funds out of Partey. You can still get funds here and there just to even have that. So I just don't. You got Rice and Havertz in the 8 potential. Maybe Smith Rowe, maybe, and then Erdegaard, Vieira, maybe in a 10. I don't know. Whichever way you want to look at it, your midfield will be sorted. And you can
We'll be stretching a bit.
I think you'll be all right.
I think you'll be all right. You reckon we'll be okay?
Yeah, with Tchouameni. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying Tchouameni's great. I'm just saying, do you think it's gonna? Because let's say Tchouameni gets injured. If Tchouameni gets injured, who steps in? Jorginho.
Jorginho, yeah. It would be the same way if Lavia joined, that's all depending if Partey does leave or not.
That's a big if. That is a big if. If Partey doesn't leave, and we make some sales and we still can fund Tchouameni, I'm in. I'm fucking in.
Yeah.
I'm so in with that. That would be hectic.
Hopefully, if other things go well, that we just alluded to not longer, I think you should keep Partey. I think selling Partey to get some. Wait, how long does he have left on his contract?
Bro, he's got. I think it's like 3 years or 2 years. 3 years, I think it is.
I'll double check now. 1 sec.
Double check. I think it's 3 years.
He's 30, isn't he?
30, 31, yeah.
I reckon you can hold on to him for another year and still get a decent something.
He's just turned 30 and he's got 2 more years left on his deal.
2, sorry.
Oh, that's probably why.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys, in the chat. Big up.
Yeah, big up.
Yeah. Now, Arsenal looking dangerous. If they get Tchouameni, that's dangerous. And you know what? You remember we were talking about if they get rid of Xhaka and they get rid of Partey and only bring in Lavia, right, and only Rice, then it's kind of like it's not really it's a downgrade of their midfield. But if you bring in a Tchouameni,
2 midfielders, Rice,
I think they just get better and better as the season goes on, anyways. You get what I mean? And I
think it would be a scary midfield, Kaz. Anyone that faced it would be like, wow.
You have a midfield for about 8 years and still be comfortable longer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. And then it's about signing youth.
That's also a midfield that's always available as well. There's no real injury-prone players in that midfield. Like, it'll be scary. It will.
Yeah, I think so as well. I just seen the offlink, by the way, for Newcastle, that Felix Johnstone guy is saying about Cucurella. They're willing to buy Cucurella for 25-30 million, but I can't see Newcastle. I mean, Chelsea budging on a fee like that.
How much are they signing for? 60?
Yeah, 60.
Yeah, 60.
They're gonna want to.
You know what? The way they're like shifting their players like hotcakes over a carrot, I think they'll cut their losses and sell him for half. I can see it.
I rate Lewis Hall more than Cucurella.
Same.
I think the drop off is massive, but the drop off was massive in Cucurella. Like, honestly, like, you never know. He could go to another club and just fucking hit it again, man. That guy was gun, man.
I just don't. I think Cucurella is definitely willing to learn. Like, that's what I think. I don't think he's a player that. I think he needs a bit of confidence. You know, I don't think he's a bad player. I just think he might just need a different environment.
It's an upgrade on Dan Burn, but does it suit what Newcastle are trying to do?
Dan Burn's better than Cucurella, so right now it's not an upgrade. Too tough. Let's see if it works out.
Do you think you can sustain it though?
I
rate Dan Burn, by the way, but
the way Newcastle play and the way Cucurella, I've seen him, the way he is. He kind of reminds me of Dan Burn the way he plays. Anyways, you know, the guy that doesn't want to get too further forward. If he is to play a bit, he can use that. Look, Dan Burn gets forward very much.
And you know what, Kaz? He scores.
Cucurella might be suited to staying a little bit further back next to your defense. You know, tucking inside what Dan Burn does and holding that while Trippier goes and does his thing. You know, while they try to get. I don't know if the Livramento stuff has gone through yet. I've seen something else today with Newcastle. That Southampton wants something along the lines of 30 million for the guy.
For me, in this modern market, that's a bargain. I know he's come off a long injury, but
that's $12 million. Where's that gone all of a sudden? Oh yeah, and Chelsea have Ian Maatsen as well, who are highly rated.
Oh yeah,
and he was on loan at Burnley last year.
I think he will do another loan. I think he will do another loan at Burnley unless they look at Lewis Hall and says you'll fill in the centre mid this season.
From what I've seen, Kaz, though, I think Maatsen's better than Hall.
I can't lie. I can see Enzo's backup being Lewis Hall because I think Lewis Hall on the left-hand side is very capable of doing that job, right? Or he stays at left back, they get rid of Cucurella and Maatsen goes on loan, or they use Maatsen as the left back understudy. Because I saw along the line Chelsea want to keep that Andre Santos guy as the backup DM and give him some game time. We all talked about they just got rid of Mount, they got rid of Havertz, they need midfielders. You got to get
How old's Maatsen? Is he quite young still?
He's like 22 in it, I think.
Wow.
He might be even 21 years of age, and I had the privilege of watching the guy when Marcus Rashford absolutely doppied him a new one at Old Trafford.
I think this and it was at 5-0.
No, we played Burnley in was it Carabao? I think it was the Carabao Cup. I think we played them in the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. I'm not too sure which one. But when I tell you now, out of the whole Burnley team, I know we got doppied by what's it called? He gave Anthony a run, to be fair, but when Rashford came, we destroyed him. But when I say now, out of all the guys there, see that guy, and they had a right winger. I'm not too sure.
Benson. Bad boy. Yeah.
The standouts of them two, it was crazy. Like, you can see, like, as young as they are, he's going to become a sick player. And the way if Chelsea want to play attacking football, especially on the potch, remember the way Danny Rose used to play? Maatsen just reminds me of that, or Lewis Hall. Not Chilwell. I think Chilwell might go next year. I think he's just too injury prone. He's going to get injured again anyway.
Injury prone. He's very injury prone, but he's great. He's a great player if he could stay fit. Yeah. That's
Chelsea
the issue.
Are building such a dangerous squad, and if these young players, are to even come into light or fruits of their potential, you're thinking like, bro.
I said recently, Kaz, I think they will get fourth, and I know it might sound mad right now.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. But
back to the Caicedo deal has to get done. I think to be honest with Chelsea, I think that deal needs to be done and dusted so they can move on.
I'm saying that assuming that deal gets done. No, because Caicedo and Enzo in that pivot, that is ridiculous. That is actually ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Chelsea I don't know. You know what? As much as I don't want them to succeed, they just got some sort. I'm so intrigued and kind of excited to see how it kind of develops in a way.
And you know? Remember, Chelsea without Europe. Remember what they're on without Europe. I think they won the league last time they didn't have Europe. That one game a week with that squad, and they won't really have to rotate. I think they're going to nick fourth, you know. That's my early shout. That's
what I said. But I heard, what is it? Someone in the comments explained to me, unless you two guys know, They're saying top 5 next year. For why? Do we get
Oh,
fifth place?
coefficient. I think fifth place get Champions League, innit?
Chelsea.
Your Chelsea will be up there.
They
Yeah,
have
Chelsea
to.
be up
They've won the Champions League in the last 5 years. Yeah,
Chelsea,
they have to.
Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United. If we all get fifth, the coefficient we're in straight away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's calm then. Like top 4 don't, but I'd rather still finish 4th.
What about Arsenal? I was good. You knew that was coming.
I was hoping we're talking all this fifth shit. I'm like, that's it. Kick on. Don't say nothing.
But you know what though? I'm not even trying to just buzz on you though.
No.
I think it's done by coefficient points, and you've done all right in Europa League semi-finals, finals the last 5-6 years. So maybe you still will get in with a 5th place finish. But I think you lot are shooing for top 2, top 3 anyway. So you won't. I don't think you have to worry about that.
I think for us, it's about. I know the transfer window it's all about. For us, it is about the transfer window. This transfer window isn't going to make or break our season, but it's going to give us an idea of where we should sort of kind of pull in. And at the moment, we started off well, allegedly, because nothing's really set in stone except for Kai Havertz. I'd need to see what kind of a midfield I will have, because our midfield kind of did collapse a little bit here and there at the end of the last season. So it all depends, but I see Arsenal in that top 4 run, top four. I don't see below 4th. Anything below 4th is a fucking joke. I want to see him fucking challenge against City again. I want to fight.
Relax. Relax.
What? I mean, you guys are relaxed. The most relaxed club out here is Man United, bro. Chill, relax. They're going window shopping, bro. Like, you're that kind of bloke that walks into the room and just keeps looking at the fucking gear. I'm like, get the hell out if you ain't buying, bro. That's what you're doing here, man.
Running out of that club where the security guard just lingers around you like, are you going to buy it?
No. I'm saying with a swear.
You got the drinks, but you're not buying, bro. You look, but you don't touch. You know what I mean? You touch, but you don't taste. Come on, bro.
I'm saying relax with the swearing. Thanks for that, because now we're gonna get demonetized. But other than that, we got everyone. Who's smashed the like button yet? Who hasn't smashed the like button yet? There's a few people that have come in here that haven't smashed the like button yet. I know you can get this to 300 likes. I'm not gonna go through it again. You know where it is. Just stop being lazy with it. It's free. But other than
what are we on?
We're on like 261.
Come on, 261. We got this. Do it for the sake of Man United.
Big up Roms and big up Aussie Goon, whose channel is in the description below as well. You can go subscribe to him if you want to hear him talk more on Arsenal. You can do so. We're going to be back later tonight at 10 o'clock. So remember, 10 p.m. Big up Roms every single time when he jumps in. And other than that, guys, make sure you go and wash your feet because they stink.